gũtĩa nĩho tũkĩte tumĩte haraihu atatĩri wa irima Ngai wiki nowe ũngĩhota gũtarĩria na ti ũhoro wa kũigana ndĩnaguo nĩndutĩtwo kũiganĩra nĩ baba ndona ndaga maũndũ mothe maiganane ndona ndaga maũndũ mothe maiganane haraihu rũgano rũngĩandĩkwo twarĩa hinyĩrĩrie na gũkombwo nĩ ngoma ĩndĩ Ngai agĩũka akĩgarũra gĩtama wa kũigana ndĩnaguo nĩndutĩtwo kũiganĩra nĩ baba ndona ndaga maũndũ mothe maiganane ndona ndaga maũndũ mothe maiganane Jehova nikumenya haria mwathani uyu andutite wa kuigana ndĩnaguo nĩndutĩtwo kũiganĩra nĩ baba.
Good. Yes, once again, this is TV coming to you live from our studios. It's my hope and trust that the Lord has kept you well. Yes, it feels good to connect once again in Matalo TV. And I want to promise all of us it will be hot today, it will be well, and we cannot dare frustrate, neither can we dare disappoint. And so I would just want to welcome all of us on board and remind all of us that we are on the call to the hurting man. That's where we're going to begin today. And I believe that you are ready to receive a lot from that which we're about to release from our studios. Yes, this very particular moment, I just want to take this opportunity to welcome all of us that are following us through our Facebook. Please continue doing the same and encourage many to follow our page. Also, them that are following us through YouTube, continue encouraging many friends to subscribe because we need all of us on board. Them that are following us through Twitter and Instagram, do the same and the Lord will bless you. Them that are following us through TikTok, just do the same and encourage many to like our page and to follow us because it is important that we get educated, all of us together. Yes, I know to those of you who've been following us on Matalo TV, you've been able to learn so very much, to learn a lot of things on how best to raise and nurture our boy child. And today I want us to get started on from where we stopped. But before we get started, just allow me to sit to the other side of the studio and give us another number, even as you prepare with a notebook and a good pen, such that you may be able to take some note as we be continuing to learn more and more. And please welcome for this other number. Thanks also very much, Joyce Getao. God bless you for your good song. Yes, I know now we are settled and we are ready to learn. Be reminded it's only in Matalo TV where we educate people for free. And please take advantage of these, and it shall be well with you. Yes, we have covered quite a great deal. Be reminded that a man is composed of 6 pillars, namely that he is a leader, he is a provider, a protector, he must be hardworking, a counselor, and a priest in his own capacity. And now we are on this level whereby we are trying to understand man as a hard-working being. That's where we are. And I remember in the last lesson we said that it is not just important to work hard, but it is more important to work smart. And I really touched on many things, and I said that it is not easy to command respect when you are lazy and when you are poor. It can't work for us. It will never work, and such things cannot work for them that are lazy. You cannot command respect. You cannot command any kind of an authority when you are poor and lazy. So we need to wake up and work hard. Now, and I also said that that work is a very important aspect in every man's life. So work is not just something to be assumed, but it is a very important aspect in our individual life. So when we don't work, we don't stand an opportunity to feed ourselves, to clothe ourselves, and to live those lives that we desire to live in, to live in. So we must understand that work carries a lot in our individual lives. And so this day, I just want to remind us that all of us want to make, or to have some influence in this world, or to leave behind a good legacy. They must be hardworking people and people who work smart. The moment you do it that way, you'll have some influence, you'll leave behind some legacy, and God will also respect you. Be reminded, I also said that work is not only important to us, but work is also very important to God. And any one of us who does not, put into use what talents that God has given unto us, such a person becomes a lazy, wicked, and worthless servant. These are the words of Jesus. And so we need to implement, we need to put into use what we have. And be reminded, the first thing that God gave to a man according to Genesis chapter number 2 and verses 15 is work. So if the first thing that God gave to the first man was work, that should carry on from one generation to another generation. And before I link to the message of the day, or to the teachings of the day, I just want to to highlight something that I've observed over time. I've seen in this generation that so many young people doesn't want to work, and they want to feed, but they don't want to work. They want to have some good life, but they don't want to work. They want to drive some good cars, but they don't want to work. Listen to this and listen carefully. You are treading on a very dangerous route. You are standing on a very slippery ground, and it is high time that this young generation get to understand that there is nothing for free. Everything that you need to have in life, you have to labor for that. If you want to live a good life, you must labor for that good life. If you want to drive a good car, you have to labor for that. If you want to live in a good house, you have to labor for that. If you want to have a good family, you have to labor for that. And so I just wanted to make some correction here. We need to correct our mistakes. We need to come out of our dreamland and start living in the reality. Young people, please don't misuse your time. Don't waste your time. Be reminded there are no miracles that will come your way. I mean, anything good that you see around is as a result of hard work. And so I want to encourage even them that are finishing their education. Nothing will come to you on a silver platter. You have to walk out and make a living. I know you have a degree, I don't care, but you have to wake up and move out and make a living. I know you have a diploma, you have this, you have that, I don't care. You don't feed on papers, but you must work out your life. You must walk out and make a living. If you cannot secure a job from where you trained, or from that kind of a profession that you trained in, listen to this: go out and make a living. Don't wait for something that is not materializing. If something is not working for you, please move out and look for something to do to keep yourself busy, and not only keeping yourself busy, but work out your life such that you may earn your own bread. Don't wait for people to give you bread, but earn your own bread. And by that you'll command respect. By that you'll be honored. By that you stand your ground as a true leader. Yes, that is very important that we get as young people. Now, another thing I remember I mentioned is that if we must become a people and a people of influence, if we must become a people and a people who can command respect, we must know how best to master our habits. Yes, we must know how best to master our habits. Yes, there are people who are so much qualified, but they are ruined of their bad habits. There are people who have what it takes to becoming important people in the society, but they are crippled of their bad habits. There are people who can make very good leaders, but they are crippled by their bad habits. Yes, listen to this and listen carefully. If you must become a hard-working person and a person who works smart to earn a living, you must learn how best to master your habits. Yes, don't allow those bad habits to carry your day. Don't allow that bad habit that is eating you up to make you deviate from your focus. Listen to this. It is in your power to control or to master every bad habit that you're experiencing in your life. Yes, that is very important. Number two, I remember I said it is in our power to practice self-discipline. It is in our power to practice good discipline or self-discipline. Now, you don't expect a prefect in your life. I know to those of you who've been into school, yes, we have dorm captains, we have prefects, class prefects, and the like, men who are meant to watch over us and to make sure that we are conducting ourselves in the right order. Listen to this. There comes a time when there'll be no prefect in your life, when there'll be no dorm captain in your life. There comes a time when you'll find yourself all alone in this world. Listen to this. It is high time that you tell yourself that I don't need a dorm captain to wake me up or to remind me to make my bed. It is me to practice what is called self-discipline. When I wake up in the morning, I make my bed. When I wake up in the morning, I clean my house. When I wake up in the morning, I have a timetable from where to follow what I want to do that day. Now, you must understand that without self-discipline, you can never make anything out of life. Even in your work, you'll be so reckless to be able to work in the right way or to work smart. Listen to this. Self-discipline helps us to be organized. And when we miss self-discipline, we become disorganized people. And a disorganized people will never make anything out of life. A disorganized people will always waste time. A disorganized disorganized people will not have a proper plan in their lives. A disorganized people will always mess up themselves. So these are some of the things that you need to understand, that it is of importance to practice what we call self-discipline. Don't wait for your father to teach you how to live your own life or to tell you what to do. Let him help you correct some mistakes when you have already ventured into something. But don't just wait to be pushed, that every time your father must push you, your mother must push you, your mother must remind you that you have a tomorrow to live, you have a future to live. Listen to this. That is not wisdom. Wisdom demands that we start at an early stage to plan for our lives, to plan for our future, and that is as a result of practicing some good self-discipline. Yes, another thing that I mentioned is that we must not allow ourselves to live in the future fantasies. We should not allow ourselves to live in the future fantasies. There are these people who know how best to narrate some sweet stories, but they will never be real. There are these people who talk about big things, but they are never big themselves. There are these people who talk about big plans, but they are never big in their plans. Listen to these and listen carefully. Now it is time that you bring that dream into a reality. It is time that you bring your talk into reality. In other words, learn to walk your talk. Learn to walk your talk. If you declare that I want to start a business, don't go telling us about business year in, year out. Start one and start doing it. And start living in your future today. It's not about tomorrow, it's about today. So don't tell us about the vision and the big vision you have. We will never understand you. But anytime you have a vision, please implement that vision. That is the only thing that can make you, a person who can be relied on, or a person who can be emulated. Without that, you are just a daydreamer and you are living in the future fantasies. It is time and it is high time that we make our dreams reality. It is high time that we make our ideas reality. It is high time that we make our visions reality. So do not practice procrastination. Yes, anytime you start to practice procrastination, you are already done and you are becoming useless by the day. Yes, such are the things that you need to understand. And this kind of rich information should not go into waste, but make use of what you are receiving from Matalo TV. Be reminded, it is only in Matalo TV where we educate for free. It is only in Matalo TV where we encourage the brokenhearted and they get revived again. It is only in Matalo TV where we show you and we direct you on how to make your life better. And so make Matalo TV your channel. Make Matalo TV your TV. And please never allow yourself to be mean. As you are getting this information, please make sure that you'll also share with as many as possible. Now let's come to this. We need also to get to understand how we ought to approach those things that we want to do. Maybe there are those people that want to venture into some business. There are those people maybe who want to venture into farming. There are those people who want to venture in other fields. Listen to this. If you must become successful in whatever area that you want to venture in, these are some of the reads that I want to give to all of us. Yes, I want to give us some leads that will help us qualify in those areas that we want to venture in. Now, number one, we must understand, if we must venture into something and succeed, we must learn the art of doing it right from the beginning. Never ever make a guess with your life. Never ever guess on something. But if you have determined to start on something or to venture into something, please, number one, learn to do things right from the word God. So don't go there to guess what you want to do, but carry on some survey, carry on some research on what you want to do, and do it right from the beginning. Because if you don't do it right for the first time, you will never do it right any other time. So do it right for the first time. Yes, maybe let me just give us an example here. Maybe you want to do portrait keeping. Yes, portrait keeping, and you have no knowledge about such, but you have a desire, you have a vision for that. Listen to this. Before you get started, you must train. You must look for some training. Train yourself into that field. Yes, go look for the right skills about portrait keeping. Have some right skills. Know how to go about it from the word go. Don't assume that you know. Nothing will ever work for you. Listen to this. Look for the experts. Yes, let them advise you. Look for somebody who've got with themselves what we call financial financial expertise, so such that they may advise you on how to go about it. They may advise you on how to to go about it financially, because it's not just a dream, it's not just keeping poultry, it's about understanding how things are done. And so when you have qualified in such, now this is what we call paperwork. When you qualify on paperwork, now bring the paperwork into implementation. Yes, bring the paperwork into the implementation. And as you get to implement, don't allow yourself to go alone in that journey. Look for somebody who is so qualified in that field or in such fields, and please walk with them. Let them guide you. Let them teach you. Let them challenge you. Let them rebuke you, because at the end of the day, you want to make something out of that. So if you are not careful to work with others into what you are doing, you may end up failing, and you may end up losing your finances. You may end up also losing your energy and your time, and we don't want to go that direction. So we are saying, learn to do it right the first time. Number two, this is what we are saying, or what I've just mentioned a little bit, that we must take time to study. Yes, don't assume that you know everything. Take time to study. Yes, do your own research. Do your own business survey. Because you may be having the best idea, but maybe you have not, and because you have not carried a good business survey, you may end up failing. If you have not done enough research, you may end up failing. So we are saying, number two, we must give ourselves time to study here, and study well, such that we may be able to move in the right direction. Number three, we must, and before maybe I quit that, why do we need to study about what we want to do? Yes, because we want to avoid failure and frustrations in the near future. We want to avoid failures and frustrations in the near future. Now, another thing, we must get interested in what we are doing. You know, there are people who just start things for the sake of doing. Like, listen to this. Or there are people who copy from others, but they have no interest in what they're doing. They just want to be seen as busy people. They just want to have people see them just move and do things. No, listen to this. That one is very dangerous. You must understand that number three, you must get interested in what you are doing. Get interested in what you're doing. Anything that does not interest you, don't go that direction. Don't just take something that you are just following, or you are just doing for the sake of doing, or maybe a cover up for people to see that you are busy, but that thing is not in you. Don't go that direction. You'll be a failure, and a great failure in this life. So anything that you must set your heart to do, or your mind to do, you must have some great interest in such. It is something that you can pay any price for. It is something that you can die for. It is something that you can sacrifice for. Listen to this. This is what we would sum up by saying, have a passion for what you are doing. Yes, get interested in what you're doing. Have some great interest in what you're doing. Right now, what I do it with a lot of with a lot of passion, because this is me, and this is what God has put into me what God has put in me, and I must do it with a lot of passion. Yes, I do it with a lot of passion. When I educate people, I feel I'm achieving a road. Yes, and that's why I do it for free, because I feel that this is my field, this is what I've been called to do, and I must do it with all my mind, with all my heart, with all my energies. So you must have some passion for what you're doing. I hope I'm making myself clear on that. Now, another thing, yes, we must take personal responsibility in what we are doing. We must take personal responsibility on what we are doing. You know, sometimes, because I need to clarify something here. Sometimes people think because they have started on a business, no challenges will come their way. Because they have started a good business, no failure will come their way. Oh my, no criticism will come their way, no opposition will come their way, no battles will come their way. Listen to this. As long as you don't realize, or you don't know the potential that you carry with yourself, there are no enemies. But the moment you discover your potential, and the moment you discover what you're meant to do, let me just be open with you, from that very moment you will attract some new battles. Anytime you realize your potential, you will attract so many enemies. You not go looking for enemies, but enemies will look for you. You not go looking for criticism, but you'll be criticized. You not go looking for opposition, but you'll be opposed. You not go looking for new challenges, but you'll be challenged. So get to understand this, that you must take personal responsibility on whatever will crop up in that which you are doing. Listen to this. When you experience a failure, don't blame those other people. Take responsibility. When you get to a dead end, don't blame other people, but take responsibility. When things don't work the way you expected, don't blame people, but take responsibility. So many people fail in their visions and dreams, and they also fail in their ideas and plans because they want to pin somebody down on their own failures. Listen to this. It does not work that way. Yes, you may have people who will join your vision, and sometimes they'll break your heart. Please don't mess up with all people, but take responsibility. Know how to handle them that are breaking your heart. Know how to handle them that are criticizing what you are doing. Know how to handle them that are opposing you. Know how to handle them that are talking ill of you. Please don't you throw the baby with some bath water. No, but let you take responsibility. You know, there are people who close down their businesses because some people talked ill of their businesses. No, take responsibility. It is just it is just normal. It is only that you did not know that such things are coming your way or will come your way. So don't quit your talent because some people are opposed to you. Don't quit what you are doing because people don't like it. Don't quit what you are doing because you've been criticized. Take responsibility. Whatever comes, take responsibility. Yes, and I want just to talk to men. Even when your house has no peace, it is your duty to take responsibility. When things doesn't work well in your family, it is your duty to take responsibility. You should not allow innate some blame game. It is you who know how best to take responsibility. And the moment you master that, let me tell you, nothing will hinder you from becoming successful. Yes, another thing is that we must learn to manage our time well. We must learn to manage our time well. That is very important also. We must learn to manage our time well. Now, these two things are very critical for any one of us who must become successful. We must bear in our minds and also in our hearts that time is irreversible. Number one, we must get to understand that time is irreversible. In other words, you cannot reverse time. And that's why I started by saying quit procrastinations. Yes, quit procrastination. Now, what does the word procrastinate mean? It means that you have an opportunity to do something, but you postpone. Yes, you have an opportunity to do something, but you find it worthy to postpone on that. Listen to that. That's what we are calling procrastination. So anytime you don't understand that time is irreversible, you start allowing procrastination in your life. And once that time is gone, it's gone forever. Number two, time is irreplaceable. You cannot replace time with anything in this world. So any time that comes your way, it is for that moment. And once that time passes by, you will never recover that time. Even when you be in your grave, it will never be recovered. You have wasted that time to the grave. That is exactly what I want to mean. That once time comes your way and you waste it, you're wasted to the grave. You'll never recover that time again. And this is what young people don't understand. They say, my mentor, we have a lot of time. Listen to this. That is foolishness. Yes, I know I've used a hard term there, but what else can I tell you? Do you want me to tell you that that is wisdom? No. The opposite of wisdom is foolishness. So listen to this. When you allow your time to bypass you, when you allow your time to be wasted, let me tell you, you'll never reverse that time. You will never ever replace that time. That time is gone and gone forever. And listen to this and listen from a mentor. Every time that God allows our way is meant to be spent. Every time that God allows our way is meant to be spent. And not only to be spent, but it is meant to benefit us. So as you spend that time, ask yourself, what benefits are there? When you spend that time, ask yourself, what values am I adding to myself? Or what values am I adding to my life? As you spend that time, ask yourself, what good have I gotten from this time? As you spend that time, ask yourself, am I making my future a better future? So these are the questions of the wise. And you need to consider asking yourself such questions such that you may not misuse your time. So for every one of us who want to be prosperous and successful, we must understand that time is very important to us. And so learn to manage your time. Another thing, you must understand that when time is given to you, yes, it is not only meant to come and excite you. It is meant to come and make you make your future better or make your life better. So anytime you find yourself living, count on this, that God has given me this chance to make my life better and to make my life admirable. So deal with this currency of time with all wisdom. deal with this currency of time with all wisdom, because all of us have been given 24 hours to spend. But how many of us are making, good benefit out of such? How many of us are making good profits out of such? Those are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself. And never get settled on small things. Never get settled on small things. Always venture into those challenging things that life brings about. Venture into those great things that life brings about. Don't shy from such, but go for those big challenges. Yes. So we must understand that we must make use of whatever time that God brings our way. And as I wind up on that, we must also understand the importance of planning ahead of time. Planning ahead of time. Learn to plan ahead of time. Don't just be one person who goes doing things on impulse. No, but learn to plan ahead of time. Don't just buy things because you have money in your pocket. Don't just go to make merry because you have money in your pocket, but plan ahead of time. These are some of the things that we need to understand when we come to this level of working smart. These are some of the leads that we need to understand when we come to this level of working smart. So don't just work hard, but work smart. Yes, and because I don't want to spoil any one of us, I want to take us gradually into this. I want to teach us systematically and also gradually into this. Listen to this and listen carefully. I just want to stop at that today, but I promise all of us that I'll take you into great heights from where we are going to understand many things. We are going to equip ourselves with the right information, and we are going to become influential people. We are going to become true leaders. We are going to become a people who can be emulated now and the time to come. And so I don't want you to switch off Matalo TV. I'll be coming back with a word of encouragement, and I believe that somebody somewhere whose heart is broken, somebody somewhere will be encouraged today. And so please be reminded that Matalo TV should remain your TV. Make it your channel at all times and share this information with as many people as possible. And I promise you, as you share with others, God will bless you. And so let's switch to the other side of the studio, even as we prepare for a word of encouragement and receive this other number.